Okay guys, Bitcoin pumping. But a Bitcoin pump, what? 5%, 10%, everyone goes nuts. We're here for the 100% gains. We're here for the 500% gains. And CryptoGodJohn has just bought a couple of new tokens. So he just bought ATOR today. This is of course our Archie crypto alert bot. When influencers are buying into new tokens, you can get an alert. Link in the description for that. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for one specific purchase a couple of days ago, this one right here by CryptoGodJohn. He bought $35,000 of a token called Rainy Studios token. He spent 14 Ether and the average price that he got was about 5.7 cents. Now, in this really awesome app that we created, you can actually go and see what this looks like on a graph. And so this is the RST token. And you can see it's had a nice little parabolic looking run recently from just under 3 cents all the way up to almost 6 cents, where it currently sits 5.5 cents right now. But why do we care? I'll show you why we care in one very simple tweet. This is CryptoGodJohn, the guy that we're tracking in that wallet tracker. He made $500,000 in one day on February 13th. I mean, that's today. Or yesterday. And this is not uncommon. If you go follow him, you'll see all of his reports. He has these calls transparent. This is some of the gains that he's had over the last week. 170%, 40%, 40%, 45%, 50%, 40%, 45%, 40%. And he said down here, we haven't even started yet. In fact, we talk about CryptoGodJohn quite a bit on this channel because he's made me a lot of money and he's making himself a lot of money. But he actually turned, I believe, $3,000 into $1 million in the not the first crypto bull run, but the 2020 bull run. And so that's what got me intrigued by CryptoGodJohn. So now when he makes a purchase of $35,000 US, we pay attention. So I wanted to go through exactly what he bought, why I think he bought it, and to give my personal thoughts on it to see if we should also get in. So he bought Rainy Studios, who are claiming that they're building the future of gaming. They say their studio's mission is to make the best games possible and help shape the gaming industry of the future. Will be the portal that takes passionate gamers into the world of Web3 gaming and show them exactly what this technology has to offer. So they're a crypto gaming studio. They currently have one game out, which we'll go through together in a second, but it's got two co-founders here, Chris and JJ, and they've actually had a pretty impressive track record, having firstly founded, built up, and sold an award-winning financial services businesses, financial services, good industry to be in to go to crypto gaming, to a top ASX listed company. ASX is the Australian Stock Exchange. And then he co-founded a multiple award-winning fintech with JJ. This is JJ over here. Built it up, become a leader in its field, and sold it to a private equity firm. So a little hazy on the details. I'd like to know more specifics, but they at least know how to market themselves and put the big words. Like they got ASX listed company and private equity firm in here. We don't know what the sale prices were. They could have sold it for $1,000, but most likely they didn't. They got at least some success in their court. Now in December 2023, Rainy Studios was actually acquired by Kunpai Pandas and Cedar Network. And the partnership with Kunpai is an interesting one because the founder in January of 2022 was actually seen giving away Rainy tokens. With the acquisition, of course, comes a new team, a new overhaul, and a big change in leadership, which, according to our research, is most likely what brought Rainy Studios to CryptoGodJohn's attention, as he had a really tight affiliation with Kunpai Pandas. Rainy Studios, they are building on Beam. And if you don't know Beam, Beam's been skyrocketing. It's up at 2x over the last month or so. And it's absolutely been going crazy since a year ago. Ilio Trades was one of the first people to recommend Beam. He told Alex Becker about it. Now Alex Becker's all over it. It's essentially a scaling solution, mainly for games. They're sort of very game skewed on Avalanche, similar to IMX is on Ethereum. And right now they really are the meta. And even on Beam Hub's website, you can see they are advertising Rainy, the Lords of Light, because they're a gaming studio built on top of Beam. So they're going to be coming out with a bunch of games. And even Ava Labs, which is Avalanche's venture partner, has invested in Rainy Studios just because they want to have a big gaming studio producing lots of high quality games on top of their ecosystem. Their Twitter, very well run. They say, we drink beer and make AAA games, but we're out of beer. Funny joke. Their first game has been launched on Epic Games. Again, we'll get into that in a second. They're going for mobile games next. And they're secured combat sports IP for 2024, which is interesting. I don't know much about that, but it's interesting that it's even in their bio. Now, they are really putting the earn in play to earn here. You can see the January RST leaderboard. That's the token. Play and earn, collected and rewards have been sent. $68,000 in 1 month they paid out to players, which is awesome. You know, it's actually a functioning game that is play to earn, and it's not just, oh, the token airdrop's coming soon, just play as much as possible and we'll drop it to the best players, and then you drop $40 to them. And so what is their game? The game is Lords of Light. They describe it as an immersive play and earn trading card game that blends fantasy with the cryptoverse, with gameplay that can be described as a mix of Hearthstone, Magic the Gathering, and Yu. Lords of Light is easy to play, but difficult to master. And of course, as they've advertised, it's on the Epic Store. They have a leaderboard, I believe, down here of the best players. I'm not big into these sorts of card games myself, but it looks like it's well run and well produced. But let's get down to the brass tacks. This is what really matters, the tokenomics. And there's a couple things here I want to point out, and then I'll give my final thoughts on this token, why I think CryptoGodJohn's in there, and if I'm going to personally get in myself. They used to be called Rainy, and they used to have an in-game currency called Photon, and there's a couple of other things. They have rainbows and unicorn, not making this up, they actually have like rainbows and unicorns that you get for staking. The tokenomics is like very widely spread, and I'm going to try and summarize it as best as possible, as well as I understand it. One thing I'll take, this is when they were announcing that they're actually having the next evolution, great marketing term here. Basically, they're migrating from the old Rainy token and the old Photon token, and everything's going into the new token, which is the one CryptoGodJohn bought, is RST. But if you come and read this, you know it's written by high-level marketers who are announcing this like it's some really awesome announcement that everyone's going to be winning and profiting from, and it's the best thing ever, when that's debatable based on what I found. But come and read this, and for me at least, when I'm looking at a token, a new gaming studio, and I can see that they have really good marketing, I know in a bull run they could do pretty well, just because they're going to put the right things on Twitter, be able to word it right, be able to create a bunch of hype, because everything is going to be narrative in this next gaming run. So basically, they swapped their old token for the new one. They've been very transparent with the allocations, the vesting schedules, everything is here, and then they put it in like really simple form for everyone. But it is also, there's magnifier shards, they are those rainbows, and there are those unicorns you stake. It's still very complex and quite convoluted, so I don't think many people actually understand what they're doing. So they put out this very simple how to get your RST. One thing I found which was very interesting, they are migrating the RST to Rainy at a 1-to-1 ratio on the Beam chain. Again, they're advertising the Beam chain because that's where they are migrating to. But I thought that was very intriguing, because if you come and have a look at, this is the old Rainy token here, you can see they have 500 million Rainy. And if we come and have a look at the RST token, the Rainy Studio token, the new one, they actually have 1 billion tokens. And if they're getting a 1-to-1 ratio, you're actually getting diluted 50%, because there's going to be another 500 million tokens that is not getting dropped to the actual people who are migrating the tokens. I don't know exactly where they're going. The tokenomics is kind of complex. And let me know if you guys know, comment below, and I'll pin it for everybody else to understand. But I thought it was a little bit interesting that I think they actually diluted their entire ecosystem by 50%. That was a little bit of an orange to red flag for me, but it's not a no, because I mean, CryptoGodJohn just got in at 57 cents. You're still going to get in cheaper than him if you're getting in right now. They have $354,000 of 24-hour volume. Their fully diluted market cap is $53 million, which is not crazy high. You know, Beam just crossed the $1.5 billion range. And if you do think crypto gaming is going to be valued at hundreds of billions or $1 trillion, they're going to need gaming studios to be valued well into the hundreds of millions to make up for that. I'm sure we've all been there when we've seen a token way lower in the past. In fact, when we broke down the Rainy Studios token on this channel, it was just at 11 cents, and now it sits at 50 cents, which is why you must be subscribed. So here's my honest thoughts on this token and whether I'm getting in or not. So the biggest thing going for it, I think, is it's on Beam, narrative's pumping, the crypto gaming bull run's going, and everything is going to rise. The second biggest thing going for it is CryptoGodJohn is invested, because you know CryptoGodJohn is very well connected. You know that he's got a huge audience. You know that he can pump a token, and most of his trades he profits on. So I think he knows things and has spoken to people that aren't public yet, and that he knows that the marketing team is going to market this thing really well. And I believe that he's going to make money on this trade. But at least for me, I find some resistance in putting my own money into this token, just because there's so many good opportunities out there. This token might 2x, this token might 10x, but so will so many other tokens. And to put it into a gaming studio that looks pretty good. There are a lot of other tokens out there where at least I believe the narrative is a lot stronger, and I can get that 10 to 20x with a lot more certainty. At a $53 million market cap, it's got room to go, but it's still slightly matured, especially coming from a bear market where $50 million market cap was crazy. So I'm not personally buying in. I'd be curious to hear what you're doing with the Rainy Studio token. Are you buying in? Are you not? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.